This is a call to white South Africans, specifically white Cape Townians. We are the first ones to say that apartheid's been over for over 30 years, which, yes, is very true, factually correct. We might have been born when it ended, and we might have been 4 years old, in which case we didn't have political affiliations, which, yes, might be true. It might be true that you were fully grown when the...
It's not a catch-22. It's not. There is no ending where we don't end up as the biggest loser as South Africa. If Nigeria decides to boycott South African products and South African businesses, we are screwed. The post that I made earlier is focusing on something that you're failing to understand. The profits that South Africa generates when businesses make a profit in Nigeria. Some of that.
Hello guys, how are you all doing? So I saw this video of white South Africa saying they want foreigners to go. Imagine a foreigner in Africa asking another African to go. You see, these same people that put South Africa in this state that they are, this current state, is the effect of the apartheid government. They own everything in your country, and you guys are still supporting them, telling them Abraham Bay. You're telling your own brothers when you guys were in trouble. These people never supported. They were the one terrorizing you people. They were the one. What should I use? They were the one doing all sorts of evils on you people. They took everything from you people, and today you guys are siding with them against other Africans. They are saying Abahambe, repeating what you guys are saying, because you guys don't want Africans, but you want them. So when I saw this interview of this white South Africa asking a Zimbabwe, what is this Zimbabwe doing in South Africa, that the Zimbabwe should go back to Zimbabwe and face their country. The Zimbabwe also asked her, why are you here? Why don't you go back to Europe? Is Europe not your origin? And guess what? South Africa is in the comment section. She says South African. She says South African. You go back to Zimbabwe. Can you imagine? These same people, if you watch the videos of apartheid there, you will just like, what is this generation of South Africa turning into? If you see how these white people treated South Africa. I never studied apartheid in school. I was just reading to pass my exams. But I started watching apartheid videos just because of what is happening. If you see the way these white people treated South Africans, when you guys see white people, you were supposed to be scared. You were supposed to, I don't know how you people are supposed to react. But now when they say white people, they are South Africans, they are South Africans. You cannot call a Nigerian a South African, but you can call a white person a South African. You see what is happening? Guys, when I look at South Africans like this, I cry for that country, because these people right now, it's not even the 2,000 people that are even hurting me. It is those that were even born during the apartheid. Those ones in their head, nothing is there. Oh God, no sense. What a fool! What? Only water is full in that head, I'm telling you.
Apartheid regime was in place, and you didn't support them. Yes, that might be true. But now is the time to take an active involvement in improving our country. This is not a battle of race. This is a battle of national protection. White Cape Townians will drive through Cape Town and they'll look at places like Bellville and Parow and these places that they say used to be so beautiful back in the day, and look what it looks like now. There's a reason why it looks like that now. There are people from other countries who are coming in here, foreign nationals, who are taking over buildings from South Africans and blackmailing them and turning 12-year-olds to prostitution. If you go to these areas and you look at these big dilapidated buildings because the Nigerians decided that they're dilapidated, you can see 12-year-olds with track marks all up and down their arms. That is not something that we need in our country. There's a reason why pretty much every other government around the world has put a travel ban, if not very strict visa laws on Nigerians. They are known to be invasive. So this, again, is a battle that actively affects our South African brothers and sisters. We are a young nation with inherited difficult challenges, but those challenges are for us to sort out. We, as white South Africans, our job now is to support what the black communities need, because they are just unfortunately born with less privilege than we are. If you were born dirt poor as a white person, you've got privilege. You can't say you don't. It just is what it is. But now we need to stand up for our black and colored and Indian South African brothers and sisters. We are South African, no matter the race. We are proudly South African. This is our country, and we shouldn't allow people to come in and take what's firstly rightfully South Africa's, and that's rightly the indigenous traditional tribals' land. We need to protect them. Unfortunately, we are the people they listen to on an international scale. Local governments, national governments, international politicians listen to white people. We need to support them. We need to listen to their message. We need to back them up. On the 16th of June, there's a march in Cape Town. I will be there. I urge white Cape Townians to come and join us and help us build a better South Africa. This is something that the new generations of South Africans are working on. Please help us get this done, do the right thing, and put your money where your mouth is. It's time to decide, are you in South Africa or are you out? Because if you're out, maybe you should, it's time to make a decision. We'll see you on the 16th of June.
That wealth comes to South Africa. That wealth comes into businesses' accounts. The government then taxes those businesses. The businesses engage in a compulsory CSI program. If you're in business in South Africa, you have to help the community. You have social programs that you run. You have CEDA, skills development. All of these are things that come from the profits. Investors invest in ShopRite. They invest in DSTV. They invest in Standard Bank with the idea that they're going to expand into the African markets. What you are doing is you're shutting the African markets from South Africa. You're saying you're severing the ties, and you're making us get sanctioned. I need you to understand that they're sanctioning us, meaning that even the government can intervene and decide they're going to make it difficult for MTN and South African businesses to operate in Nigeria, forcing the companies to sell to Nigerians, meaning whatever profits we were generating from that, forget the people that are working, even if it's all Nigerians. If it's all Nigerians, even better, because it pushes down the cost of labor, meaning that there were more profits that were coming into South Africa coming from Nigeria. And those profits were taxed by the government. The people that are employed by ShopRite pay their taxes, and that's more tax that comes to the government. The tax that pays for your NSFAS. The tax that pays for Omabetu, the pension, people who have special needs. Isasa grant le nithola for inganzeni. All of that is taxed. That it's money that gets taxed. Now, even if we are good like South Africa, it means we've already severed that income stream. Africa is going to follow suit. So Africa is going to follow suit, right? Now, even worse, all of these others, remember, investors invested with the promise that we're going to grow into the African market. Businesses in South Africa are growing. We have a huge presence. South African businesses are very big all over Africa. You are cutting that out. You're saying an end to that. The billions that, if not trillions, that we were getting from a relationship with Africa, you're cutting it out. Now, all of the investment that is there, no investor is going to want to stay behind watching that happening. They're going to leave. Now, ShopRite doesn't have, I'm using ShopRite as an example, but Pick and Pay, all of these companies, I'm just using that as an example. That's what you're not seeing. The profit margins are going to drop drastically when this goes all over Africa. Something that you are sparking. These companies are going to completely crumble. It's not going to be about how well the local employees work here in South Africa. It has nothing to do with that. The investors, as they leave, remember, they have to pay from what they use, from their profits. When an investor says, I'm pulling out, and that investor says, I'm pulling out, and that investor says, I'm pulling out, you're going to crash the share price. That's the consequence of what you are trying to trigger. And this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial expert. But if you understand economics, if you have anybody, I challenge anybody in economics to tell me that I'm wrong. I'm curious. Anybody, tell me that I'm wrong with what I'm saying. It's not about South African ShopRite. It's about, and I don't know why I keep using ShopRite, MTN. It's not about South African MTN, right? It's about the whole group The crash of the group, it crashes the whole brand. Remember, they have a plan, 10-year plan, where they didn't factor this in. And that the investors are sold on whatever future plan it is. Now you're saying that plan has to be cancelled. What do you think happens with the investors? Publicly. Because these are publicly trading companies. Do you understand the consequence of what you are trying to trigger? But I doubt you do. But even if you do, I even doubt you care.